Okay, says live on my camera and says recording.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, I'm going to let it in now.
Okay, so when others are in, I'll start the meeting.
Sure.
Okay,
And then after you read the preamble, we'll do a quick roll call.
exactly.
All right, you can start anytime.
Okay, welcome to the planning board meeting of April 6th, 2021. Pursuant to Governor Baker's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, chapter 30A, subsection 18, and imposing strict restrictions on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Wilmington Planning Board is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. Via Zoom, can do so by going to this link. Do I need to read the whole link?
No, you don't have to read the link.
Members of the public who would like to listen to this meeting while in progress may also do so via telephone by dialing 1-646-558-8656 and entering the meeting ID 893-9522-5051, and then press pound and press pound again at the next voice prompt. Members of the public attending this meeting virtually will be allowed to make comments if they wish to do so during the portion of the hearing designated for public comment. By following the steps previously noted, then press 9 on their telephone keypad or use the raise hand function on Zoom. This will notify the meeting host that the caller wishes to speak. In the event that despite our best efforts, we are not able to provide for real-time access, we will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as we are able. With that, I'll take a brief roll call. Acting Chair Rondi Holland, present.
Terry Boland, present.
Angela Marcolino, present.
John Hennigan, present.
Okay, thank you. One other special reminder to all that are listening, the annual town meeting this year will be May 1st, 2021 at 9 a.m. at Shriners Auditorium, which is like an hour and a half earlier than it normally is. So with that, I will go to the meeting agenda. We have an appointment for 7:30 to 7:35. It's a continued public hearing, site plan review 2101 and stormwater management permit 2101 for 687 Main Street, map 39, parcel 11A, attorney John McKenna for U-Haul Real Estate Company. And if I'm not mistaken, we have a request to continue. I just have to open it on this other phone. All right. Says, dear Ms. Gendrich, please be advised that I represent U-Haul Company of Eastern Massachusetts regarding their application for site plan review. My client requests to continue the hearing to May 4th and to extend the action deadline for the above referenced project to May 31st, 2020. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Very truly yours, John J. McKenna, Esquire. So I'll take a motion to continue the public hearing to May 4th at
7:30.
7:30.
So moved.
And extend the action deadline to May 31st. Oh, need somebody to second that too.
Second.
So, Sean?
Yes, I second it.
How do you vote?
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Angela,
Yes.
and the chairman votes yes. All right. So with that, just so you note, there are no minutes. There was a little technological accident. They got erased. I shouldn't laugh. Cheryl's probably ready to kill somebody. Let's see, we only had 5 minutes for this, so we're on to the next appointment. From 7:35 to 7:45, we have a continued public hearing site plan review for 2102 and stormwater management permit 2102 for 269 Main Street. Map 43, parcel 4C, Michael Kaufman for Wilmington, Maine Realty LP, applicant. Is the proponent here?
Yes, we're here. Good evening. My name is Ben Hartley. I work for Wilmington, Maine Realty LP. Also here is Philip Henry, our civil engineer. We received a number of comments at the last board meeting. Phil has responded to each of those comments and incorporated into the plans those requests that were to change something. Do you want us to go through one by one the response letter, or should we just open it up to questions? Or
So I assume the response letter was turned into the town here and we forwarded on to the town engineer.
correct?
And so Val, does Mr. Aluni have any more comments?
No, they addressed all of all of staff comments, and we prepared draft decisions for the board to consider tonight.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone in the on the board that has any comments or remembers anything from this? I have to look at the plans.
Just to remind you, this was the reconfiguration of the Starbucks drive-through
Yes.
to add some capacity to it.
And to stop blocking kind of traffic within the inner structure of the parking lot.
Correct.
Infrastructure. All righty. So with that, anybody on the board have any other comments or concerns from the last meeting? Sierra, is there anyone in the public?
I do not see anyone with a hand raised or anything.
Okay, so I'll, do I need to take a motion to close the public hearing?
That's correct.
All right, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
All right, so board vote.
You need to extend the action deadline.
Oh, that's right. That's over here in this thing. We had a request to extend the action deadline because it expired, I think, April 7th. Yes, it did. And I have a letter here. Might have a letter here. Can't read it large enough. They requested to extend the action deadline to May 31st. I just can't read it. The type's too small. If you want to read it into the record.
I think you're okay with just making the motion to extend.
So I'll accept a motion to extend the action deadline to May 31st.
I'm confused. Are we closing the public hearing, and extending the action deadline 2 months out?
Well, the issue is the action deadline expires on Thursday and it doesn't go to the clerk's office till Friday, even if we vote on the decision today.
And we weren't intending to extend it all the way through May 31st. So if you'd like to make a different motion, you can do that.
Okay, all right. I mean, it sounded like the request was for May 31st and I
It was.
why that was.
We just need a little bit more time.
Understood. Yeah. All right. Yeah, move to extend the action deadline to May 31st. That's fine.
All right.
Second,
Okay. So Sean, how do you vote?
yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Angela,
Yes.
and chair votes yes.
And just to clarify, that was for closing the hearing and extending the action deadline?
That is correct.
That is correct.
Thank you.
All right. So you have a draft decision.
I do. We sent it to the applicant. I don't think we heard anything back about comments from them, but maybe check with them. But they addressed all of our concerns on the actual plans. So all of these conditions, Sierra, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think all of the conditions are standard conditions that we always incorporate into our decisions. If you have any questions about any of them, we can go over it, but unless you'd like me to go through each condition. But they're all our standards for, pre-construction, during construction, following construction.
Mhm. Prior to occupancy, post-construction, stormwater management plan, which I believe they've submitted.
Yep, we have both a stormwater management decision and a site plan decision. And really, they addressed everything on the plan. So these plans are actually able to be signed. If you'd like to include that in the motion, it would be to approve the conditions and endorse the plans, if you'd like to do it all in one.
Okay.
Can we move to approve the decision as drafted for both stormwater management and site plan review at the same time? We're allowed to do that? All right. So move to approve as drafted the decisions for stormwater management review and site plan review and endorse plans as submitted.
I'll second that.
So Angela, how do you vote?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes, ma'am.
And chair votes yes. Yes. Right. So we're just cruising right along to our next agenda item.
Thank you, everyone.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Very
Look
much.
forward
Thank you,
to,
Sarah, for your help.
Thank you.
thank you,
Is
Valerie.
that-
Thank you, Sierra.
Is that one that we all have to sign, or is that just actually, that never went through, did it?
You're all gonna have to sign it. You did vote that Mike could sign A&R plans himself, but if he's not here tonight, he's not gonna be able to sign it. So you'll have to.
So Cheryl, you'll just send us a time when we can come over and sign them.
You can come over anytime tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll coordinate with you.
Might be Fridays, might be my better day, so.
okay. You can all let me know what's a good day and I'll book the.
Book the room. So we have a 7:45 continued public hearing for site plan review for 21-03 and stormwater management permit 21-03 for 100 to 110 Fordham Road, map 91, parcel 121, Fordham Park LLC applicant. Somebody's gonna have to refresh my memory. I don't remember this one. It's been a month.
Madam Chair, good evening. For the record, my name is Jeff Merritt. I'm an engineer from Granite Engineering. We're the civil site engineers for the project. And let me share my screen here and I can give you a refresher. 1 second. Everybody see that?
It's still starting. There we go. Yes.
All right. So this is the property at 100 to 110 Fordham Road. It's the old Volkswagen headquarters from years and years ago. We were before this board in 2020 for a major site plan on this property that did a lot of things. And one thing was to redo this building right here, Building D, for a specific tenant. This is now occupied by Amazon. It's one of their last mile facilities. The application we have for the board and what we were here with last month involves Building D, this building right here, and specifically this area to the south of Building D. The 2020 site plan proposed and ultimately was constructed some exterior van loading spaces on that south side of Building D. Where the Amazon vans are loaded with the product before leaving the site. There is currently nothing that covers those loading spaces. So if it rains, it gets wet. If it snows, it's an issue. So what this application does is it simply proposes to put a canopy over top of what is the existing loading area out there. That's it. It does not expand the building footprint, if you will, in terms of floor area. It just covers the existing loading spaces. Last month, we had some dialogue. One of the comments that the fire department had is they were concerned with access, specifically in this area right here. So we went back in the last month here. We actually ended up losing a few parking spaces out through here. And what that did, it has allowed us to, instead of having an abrupt 90-degree turn and then another 90-degree turn this way, we were able to essentially cut the corner, if you will, which allows the fire truck turning simulation to have a lot more room. So that was the, I guess, the comment of most substance that was issued by the town. There were some other administrative related comments, and I believe we've addressed those on this revised plan. But that's the project. I'm happy to continue to answer any questions that the board has or that staff has.
Okay. See, you responded to the town engineer's comments.
We did. He had some minor comments and we responded to those in a response letter and some revisions on the plan.
Yeah, I see your response. Valerie, did Mr. Aluni have any issues?
No, no, he was satisfied with the revised plans. And we, I think all the substantive issues were worked out with the revised plans. So we prepared a draft decision for site plan and a draft decision for stormwater for your consideration tonight.
Okay, let me just check the action deadline. Sorry, I'm getting lost in the PDF kind of.
We have an action deadline for April 10th for this one. So I think we're okay not extending this one.
All righty. Well, we don't have an extension letter anyway. We'd have to get one if we needed to. So does the board have any more comments or concerns? Hearing none. Sierra, is there anyone out in the public that has their hand raised?
There is not.
There is not. Okay, so I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
Second.
All right, and Terry, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Angela,
Yes.
and Chairman votes yes. Should say chairperson.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So we do have a draft decision. I don't know if Val has any comments or if these are all pretty much standard decisions that we make for most of our.
They're all standard except for, there's two really minor things that we've included prior to endorsement of the plan. The lighting plan, number 8 is to add a label or a key to the lighting plan so that we know which light is which on that plan.
Mhm.
Really minor. And then just adding a signature block to sheet D1. Again, really minor, but just things to put on the plans prior to endorsement. The rest of the conditions are standard conditions.
Okay, so I need to take a motion. We can't endorse or vote to endorse the plans until they're corrected. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, so I'll take a motion to accept the draft decision as drafted. And I guess at our next meeting, we'd have to vote to endorse the plans. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay,
Move to accept the stormwater management and site plan review decisions as drafted.
Second.
Angela, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
and chairperson votes yes, unanimous. This has been the easiest meeting I ever remember.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. I appreciate it, everybody.
Okay. So back up to the agenda. It looks like we have 3 Form As and about 5 Board of Appeals and a couple of new agenda items, but I think we voted on a couple of them already. All right. So
Plans?
Sierra, do you want to do Board of Appeals first or Form As? Do we have anybody in
Your
the
pick,
audience?
it's up to you.
Is there anybody in the audience for the Form As? Attending?
Yes, David Fenstermarker is here on behalf of 201 Lowell Street, the second one.
All right, well, we'll start with that one since you're here.
Great. So my name is David Fenstermarker from VHB. I'm here on behalf of Textron Systems Corporation. The site that we're discussing today is the Textron site on 201 Lowell Street. Has frontage on both Lowell Street and Main Street in the general industrial district. The purpose of the A&R submitted is to show those registered and unregistered parcels that are in common ownership within that tax map and lot map 48, lot 78A. Really just looking to get a plan that would provide a plan of record that defines the property limits. So no new lots, it's really just defining the property limits. The site as presented meets the required lot area in frontage dimensions, and we had an opportunity to get the plan to Sierra early and get some comments and address those. And I think we've addressed all their comments appropriately. And I think that's it. Do you guys want me to just bring up the plan real quick for context?
Yes, if you could, please.
Okay.
You did say 78A. We have 73A on our agenda.
Oh, sorry, I misread it. 73. Yep.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
So this is the site. There's some internal lot lines that depict the registered land and unregistered land. I'll just show. And the orange line highlighted is the defined property line that's consistent with what's on the tax maps in terms of the lot dimensions shown.
So you're basically combining some of these registered and unregistered lots into one?
Yeah, they're all under common ownership. The orange line I've highlighted now is what is that map. I don't want to say the wrong number again, but the map 48 lot 73A, it's just consisted of some registered and unregistered land. So this plan would be the plan of record for the property limits.
Okay. So Valerie or Sierra, do you have any additional comments or information? Again, I'm having trouble seeing it because it's tiny. But actually I can look in the Form As.
No, we didn't have any other comments. Engineering reviewed the plan, and they addressed all of our comments.
Okay. Alrighty. So I guess I'll take a motion to accept the Form A. Is that what I do?
Yes, that's right.
So moved.
Second.
Angela, how do you vote?
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Sean,
Ma'am.
and chairperson votes yes. So do we end up endorsing this later? Is that what happens?
Yeah, this will be one of the plans that you'll sign when you come into our office.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you.
Good night.
Night. So then we can do Cross Street. Map 40, parcels 11 and 13, Town of Wilmington, map 40 lots 11 and 13, A&R. Plan of land, Cross Street, Wilmington, Mass. Jonathan Main for One Cross LLC applicant. Is Mr. Main? I'm just gonna call up the plan for myself.
So I don't think anyone's here for this.
Ron, did you want me to pull it up on the screen?
Well, yeah, you can pull it up for the others. They probably can see it a little better. For me, it's easier to see it on my laptop here. Is this across the street from the park?
It is. Yep.
Wasn't there a article at town meeting for this property?
There is. There's a rezoning article for this. And Sierra, I don't know, you can jump, but I believe this is a similar case where they're actually just showing the perimeter of the lot, where there's different parcels included, or different lots included in the parcel. They're showing all of those and creating a perimeter to show all the parcels that are under common ownership.
So the little niche out at the Main Street side there, that's town-owned land?
Yeah, that little tiny piece toward the corner is town-owned land.
Well, there's one at the Lowell Street side, but there's a little niche out of the Main Street side that I'm seeing that doesn't look like it's included in their parcel.
Right, yeah, that one on Main Street, sorry, that was the one I was talking about on the little corner there is town-owned.
Yeah, all right.
So what they're doing is it's 2 parcels at the moment. They are showing a number of other parcels that are older ones. They just wanted them there for the plan references as it was explained to me. So they're just removing one lot line. And I apologize, I was in a screen share, but Valerie beat me to it, so I can't put my cursor on there, but that's the one there. Yep, perfect. Okay, so that's the lot line they're removing and they're combining it. And And yeah, they are the two parcels that were up for rezoning for one of the town meeting articles.
Just a quick question, up near the intersection of Lowell and Cross Street, there's a little, there looks to be a small triangle. Is that part of the parcel or is that just excluded there?
The one that's in-
A note, it looks like a line. You
Oh,
know,
that one there is a different parcel that appears to be privately owned by the Antos.
Oh,
It does not appear to be part of the, it's a different parcel.
all right. I just saw the map 40 lot 14 there recorded in something, and I thought that was a property line, so it almost looked like it was connecting the two angled lines, one for the road and one for the parcel we're talking about. All right. So does any of the other board members have any more comments or questions? All right, with that, I'll take a motion to close the, or accept the Form A, I'm sorry. Getting my directions mixed up here.
Move to accept the Form A.
Second.
And Sean, how do you vote?
Yes, ma'am.
Angela,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
and chairperson votes yes. All right. I'll take that one down. Please. And now 19 Pershing Street. I'm just gonna pop this up. Let's see the plan.
Jerry, do you want
Somebody's
this one up?
gonna have to explain this one.
I believe someone is here for it, so I didn't know if they wanted to screen share or I can.
Actually, if you want to screen share it, Sierra, if there are any questions, I'm happy to field them.
Could you give us your name for the record, please?
Sure. Attorney Mike Newhouse. I'm representing RG Realty LLC, the applicant.
Thank you.
Okay, can you all see that plan?
I think you're gonna have to reshare after you open it up.
Okay, sorry, still.
We only see your Dropbox.
Okay. All right, bear with me for a moment.
Oh, I used to live over by Pershing Street. That's why it sounds familiar. When I lived on Lincoln Street, all these lots are like 25 feet by 125 feet.
Okay, can you see that now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so this one is, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot, Mike is here. Mike, did you want to speak to this?
I'm happy to just quickly introduce it. RG Realty is purchased the property known as 19 Pershing, has upgraded the home, renovated the home, put it back on the market, and is under agreement to sell. The area is an R10 zoning district that is comprised mostly of 10,000 square foot lots, and actually many that are smaller in this neighborhood. The lot B that's shown on the plan really didn't bring any added value on the sale. So the owner is just going to hold on to that property over the long haul and see if there's a use for it down the road that's might bring a little more return than just leaving it with lot A. And as indicated on the plan, the lot A, the lot that would be the subject of the sale that has the existing home on it, complies and exceeds all the dimensional requirements with the exception of the front yard setback. And since the house was constructed in 1900, it not only is grandfathered, but comports with generally with the houses in the neighborhood. So so that's pretty much it.
Okay. The board have any other questions? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept Form A.
So moved.
Second.
And Angela, how do you vote?
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Sean,
Ma'am.
and chairperson votes yes. I think
Thank
that
you,
takes
folks.
care-
Have a good night.
You're welcome, Michael. That takes care of our Form As. All right, Sierra, you're up with Board of Appeals.
Okay, the first one, which we don't really have the materials for, what was before you last month for recommendation is actually for 269 Main Street for the Starbucks. It's to increase their queue capacity. The last meeting, the board had made a vote to have a favorable recommendation, but to reserve further comment until they were done going through the site plan review process in case, things had to be worked out on the site plan still.
I would say that we're still then in favor of a favorable review since we've already closed the hearing and approved the decision. Does anybody else have any objection?
Agree with that.
So I would say the board votes in favor. Do we have to vote? Valerie?
You already voted, so if you don't have any outstanding, or you don't have any further comments, you don't have any no comments, then we can let them know that your recommendation for approval is just that.
Okay, that's fine. Again, when we make a recommendation, we have to vote. I'm just checking. I don't remember.
You can, but you already did, so it.
Yeah. No, I meant for the next couple of cases we're going to go down that are probably new cases. All right, so case 321, 421 for 125 Aldrich Road.
Sierra, I don't think we can hear you.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if anyone's here for any of the Board of Appeals cases. Anyone in the audience? All right, I don't think so. All right, so both of these cases are just going hand in hand on the same property, same project. So 3-21 is a special permit for a groundwater protection district. And then 4-21 is a variance to construct a garage 20 feet from the front lot line where 40 is required. The lot's in R20 and it's a corner lot. So it has two front setbacks. It's on Aldrich Road and Buckingham Road. And you know what? I should probably share this screen. So give me a moment here so I can just pull this up.
It doesn't meet the setback requirements.
All right, can you all see that?
Yep.
Okay, great. Just gonna try to scroll down to the plan. So this plan shows the calculations for the groundwater protection district and exceeding that impervious area. And then I also have, actually I got from them an additional plan showing the existing setbacks. They were a little bit fuzzy on that plan. So the existing setbacks are about 36 feet where 40 is required to both of the front setbacks. And so they're looking to construct a garage off of this side. So I'm just gonna go back to that plan real quick. Sorry about this, bouncing around. Is a number of different plans with this application. So So the plan is to construct the garage in this area. And it would be, longer this way and shorter this way, and that would put it 20 feet from Aldrich Road. And there are a lot of other houses in the area that do appear to meet setbacks. So for, just some context, a lot of them do appear to be compliant with zoning. And then the roof infiltrator for the extra impervious area is sufficient to mitigate the excess. So I guess the bigger question for the board is the variance for the 20 feet from Aldrich Road.
So I guess the requirement for any variance is the undue hardship. Did they demonstrate any hardship?
The line for the hardship on the application was left blank, and I didn't receive any sort of letter or explanation. So I'm not sure that they actually provided a hardship.
That makes it pretty simple.
Yeah, I think we have to. I think we have to ask them for the hardship.
And did they talk about at all why they are having two garages, one longer and one shorter? Do they lose the short one and maybe the setbacks are fine?
Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe their intent is to, because this one is shorter and this one is deeper. So I'm not sure if maybe their intention is to try to get 3 cars in there or something to that effect. I shouldn't stipulate. I'm not quite sure of their reasoning.
My speculation would be that the shorter one gives them 20 feet, and 20 feet is a reasonable. My guess is they're probably trying to use the fact that they're a corner lot to be a hardship. We've kind of heard that before, but it's not. It's not really. Well, one, they didn't say that, so we can't actually vote on that. I'm just saying it out loud, but it's also not actually a hardship.
Yeah, I
To
agree.
be honest, if they put it on the other side of the house and took the deck and put it in the back, they would probably meet all zoning requirements. Their shed needs to be technically moved too, because it doesn't meet zoning. They have a shed on the property line.
I mean, I
Well-
don't think we can vote on this anyway, because there's no showing of any hardship. And
Yeah, I think that rules it out. Should we talk about specifically the groundwater protection? Like, did the mitigation that they provided, like, did Paul look at that? Is that what we want to see if this were to be granted by the Board of Appeals?
Yeah, so that's the case 3-21 is just for that. So they did propose a roof infiltrator. I don't recall if Paul reviewed it. We had a busy past couple of weeks, so the groundwater ones on this, he did say at first glance they look sufficient. So I'm inclined to think that he's okay with them. I did not hear back from him again to hear otherwise. So yeah.
It's interesting too, they have 3 garage doors, so they have a double door on the longer one.
That's a great idea. I'm a huge fan of that.
Are you?
Garage door in the backyard, so you can drive your tractor out. It's great.
Yeah, probably. I have no idea.
So oftentimes with these, where there's a variance involved and the board doesn't feel that they've demonstrated a hardship, your recommendation is just that you don't feel that a hardship has been demonstrated. So you could have your recommendation include something to that effect.
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate for number 4, and then it sounds like number 3 is more or less contingent on that anyway. So I think that I would suggest that our recommendation for number 3 is, if this, if we'll go forward, we're okay with it with the mitigation, as long as the mitigation is, meets the engineer's requirements, meets the best practices that he follows. Something like that.
I'm lost. Sorry. Number 3 and number 4, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is it just a question on the application?
Well, so there's two, I'm just trying to separate the two, right? Because one of them is a special permit and the other one's a variance, right? Now the variance is clear cut, right? So we can kind of knock that out. They didn't put anything in the line for hardship, right? So we can't actually recommend it. Like we just can't. So I'm just kind of knocking that right out. But then number 3 is a special permit for
The groundwater protection
more than
district.
what, 15%? It's 15% is the number, right? More than 15% in the groundwater protection. So they've proposed the roof infiltrator. So I think we can say like, yeah, that's typical of what we'd recommend or what we would, recommend approval for, right?
Yeah,
As long
however,
as
it
it
wouldn't
meets
be-
Paul's standards.
But also, we would need to make that recommendation. If they haven't demonstrated a hardship, they can't do the addition, which means they wouldn't be over the 15%.
Well, that's what I was saying is if they do their work.
If they demonstrate a hardship to the ZBA, you would be okay with the groundwater protection district special permit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what we said, but they won't need it if they can't demonstrate the hardship, because I wouldn't say they should get the approval to build the addition. Just my opinion.
So the recommendation for the variance would be no,
Yes.
because
that's
they haven't demonstrated a hardship.
Mhm.
For the special permit for groundwater, if they should demonstrate a hardship to the ZBA, you would be okay with the groundwater special permit.
Yes. That's what I think. Anyway. Anybody else?
I agree with that.
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right, it's unanimous. All right.
You pull up the next one, case 5-21 for 1
One
Baker
Baker
Street. Sorry. So this one is to get a variance for a farmer's porch to be 25.4 feet from the front lot line where 30 feet is required. They are in the R10 district. The applicant did submit a letter explaining, why she's applying for this, which I included in the packet. And let me try to zoom out here a little bit. Okay. So this is the proposed farmer's porch. And just looking at my notes here. I did also check with the building office because this doesn't meet zoning, but that's the current setback for the existing house. So it's not actually extending the nonconformity. So it's not a part of this. So really what's a part of this is these setbacks here for the proposed farmer's porch. And I'm gonna try to go.
A
Sorry.
lot areas meets zoning, doesn't it? It's R20.
Yes, so the lot area does meet zoning, as well as this front setback, but it's just that the proposed porch would be too close. 30 is required here. And then I just want to pull up some photos for a little bit of context. These are just Google screenshots. So this is the existing porch that they are looking to replace. I believe she runs a daycare out of the house. So just for some context, that's what's there now. And so they're proposing to put a farmer's porch across the front here. I did take a look around the neighborhoods for some more context to see, what the other setbacks are like in the area. And so this is the house in question. And so they're looking to do the front setback here that's too close. And you can see that there's a number of homes in the area that do not meet the front setback. Also, kind of back along here. Sorry, let me get that out of the way. So there are several homes that don't meet the setbacks, and then other homes that do. It's kind of a mix, but there is a fair amount of other homes that also don't meet setbacks. A lot of them are about 10 to 20 feet, actually. Some of them 10 to 20 feet where 30 is required.
Can we summarize what their hardship would be?
Yeah, it's I can try to. It was there was a lot in the letter. One of the things that was really made a point of was that there's a daycare run out of the house, and the current front porch is just small, and the columns kind of get in the way of helping the kids up the stairs, up the applicants' elderly parents up the stairs, that kind of thing that was mentioned in the letter. They moved in a number of years ago, always wanted to put in a farmer's porch, and kind of just now getting around to wanting to really move forward with it. And then they also had mentioned that there are other homes in the area that are too close to the front lot lines.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the stairs that they have in there now don't count towards the setback, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So the existing stairs and sort of landing do not count toward the setback right now.
And so they could possibly make a bigger sort of stairwell, if you will, which wouldn't be a full farmer's porch. I don't know how the farmer's porch would make it easier for her parents to get up and down the stairwell either.
Sean, I'm kind of with you, because I mean, the part of the deal is like a screen porch on the other side that's not actually connected to it. So, I mean,
I'm just trying to understand the hardship with what they described,
I mean, replacing what's there, and okay, for a daycare, sure, make it a little bit larger and a little bit more accessible is fine. Just feel like they're extending that a little bit beyond what the hardship would require. Makes it tough on a variance if you're reading the bylaw,
Right.
They do try to make the point that the existing landing is 4 feet wide and the farmer's porch would be 6 feet wide. However, the landing does not count towards setbacks, and the farmer's porch would. So it is essentially adding 6 feet to or taking away 6 feet from their current front setback.
Right.
But I think they were just trying to make the point that it's they're not trying to build one that's significantly wider than what's already there.
I think I would propose that we recommend that the Board of Appeals ask them to minimize the additional just basically minimize the porch. I mean, what I'm looking at is a hardship that involves we're trying to run a daycare, okay, and the steps need replacing. Okay, so let's replace the steps and the porch and make it accessible for kids. I think that would be I'd be in favor of that recommendation.
Okay.
So not a farmer's porch over the whole front of the house, but maybe over where the stairs area is only.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they have an entry, so replace the entry with something that is more conducive to your business. Is I guess what I'm saying.
Does the board feel that a hardship has been demonstrated to support the variance?
not for a full farmer's porch. I wouldn't,
Right, exactly.
I wouldn't.
I-
do that. I mean, the fact that they can make so again, the stairwell and entryway does not count for the setback. So they could make a bigger, wider entryway where it doesn't take up the whole front of the house to make a traditional farmer's porch. I guess there hasn't been a demonstration of why they need a full length farmer's porch.
Yeah, I tend to agree. But what's a suitable larger entrance?
I think that's up to the Board of Appeals though. I mean, that's not really up to us, but because the Board of Appeals has the luxury of actually talking to the people. Whereas we're sitting here just kind of speculating on what they want to do. So, I mean, I think we just recommend to the Board of Appeals that they ask them to reduce it to only what is needed, based on the hardship that they've
Described.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we could say obviously we didn't find a hardship in what they described. However, if they can adjust it accordingly with the Zoning Board of Appeals recommendation, then we'd be on board.
Yeah, I wouldn't be behind that. I'm all right with them with what they described and having to replace what they've got, and not gonna make it so it's harder for them to run a daycare out of there.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
To clarify, do you mean that if they were to demonstrate a hardship to the ZBA, you would be okay with the proposed farmer's porch, or with replacing, the existing and keeping it as a landing that doesn't go into the setbacks?
I would recommend that the B of A, ZBA ask them to reduce the covered portion of the porch, right? I mean, to only what is needed based on the hardship that they've described.
So you do feel like there was a hardship described?
There is a hardship described. Whether the ZBA feels like it meets their standards is up to them.
Yeah.
Specifically that it's needed for the daycare, is that the hardship that you're referring to?
Yeah, I mean, I understand they need you need a cover. You don't need it, but a covered entryway for a daycare drop-off spot is probably important, right?
Yeah, I would think that the porch that they do have is too small that a parent or a kid could fall off of it trying to go in the building. So it needs to be a little bit bigger than what they've got, but doesn't need to be the whole length of the house. Because the second part of it, on where there's just windows there, next thing you know, they'll be adding a door off of the right-hand side of the house. And definitely the porch out front is just, the existing porch just doesn't look big enough to be an entrance.
Okay, so is the board in agreement that there is a hardship demonstrated, but the size of the porch should be reduced? Is that where we're going?
I would say so.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yes.
Yes.
Chair says yes too.
Sean, you good with that?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's only a recommendation.
Yeah.
Okay, so ready to move on to case 621?
Yes.
Okay. So this one is just a special permit for a groundwater protection district. Let me see here, get to the right plan. So they're proposing an above-ground pool that's a 21-foot diameter, and sorry, I'm trying to, there we go, okay. And so they exceed the 15% impervious area in the groundwater protection district. The roof infiltration system, I did speak with Paul, and he said that it does appear to mitigate the excess impervious area, the existing system, so should be okay.
What is it, all that hatched area pavement or something?
All of this
Stone.
here, this is
Yeah.
stone, yep.
Well, that's not technically impervious, is it, unless they're pavers?
Right, so the stone would be pervious.
Yeah, but they've got the infiltration on the right side, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's existing and appears to have enough capacity for the addition of this pool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right.
Okay, so moving right along. We no old business. We did the decision for 269 Main Street, 100 and 110 Fordham Road. Request to endorse plan for parking relief special permit for 100 Ames Street. We obviously voted on that a while ago.
Yeah, this was a couple months ago, and they've submitted their plans now for endorsement.
Okay.
This was just the small change to the plan, so those are ready to be signed. Look those over.
So we have to vote to endorse, right?
Yes.
So I'll take a motion to endorse the plans for special permit 20-05 for 100 Ames Street.
So moved.
Second.
Angela, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sean?
Yeah.
Terry?
Yes.
And chairperson votes yes. Then we have an application to request a waiver to waive site plan review for 21-02 for 880 Main Street. Map 38, parcel 2, John Gillis is the applicant.
How you doing? John Gillis here.
Hi, John.
You guys have the, Sarah, do you have the plans available for that, or do you guys need to see it?
Yep, I can screen share. Just give me one moment to pull it up here. All right, 880. I had to see which one it was. They're both on Main Street, so.
Oh, here we go. Waiver plan.
Yeah, so essentially they're doing an interior renovation with a little exterior work. They had a small office space on the right-hand side existing, and they're increasing that and essentially getting rid of 2 garage door bays and replacing 2 single man doors, one on each side on Main Street and one on Eames Street, and replacing some windows that were already existing.
Mhm.
It's not much to it, pretty simple.
Not changing anything on the site plan, not,
No.
it's just,
Have some photos for a little bit more context. Some elevations.
this was like a former garage, wasn't it? Like a service station?
Yeah, I think it used to be a long time ago. It was Larry's Oil. There was a tenant was in there doing some car repairs and paint shop at one point. And now the building, the property owner is taking over what was that tenant space and expanding what was there for an office into more office space for them.
Mhm. Just looking at your little elevations here. Seems
Yeah.
relatively innocuous.
Yeah, sorry. Amateur work. but-
That's, so this is the existing Ames Street elevation and then proposed. And then the Main Street existing with some
Mhm.
notes about what's being replaced. So those garage doors go away, 2 windows go there.
Yeah, it looks okay. Wouldn't be a masterpiece of architecture, but it's all right. So the rest of the board feel okay about this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'll take a motion to waive site plan review for 880 Main Street, map 38, parcel 2.
So move.
Second,
And Sean, how do you vote?
yes, ma'am.
Terry,
Yes.
Angela,
Yes.
and chairperson votes yes.
All right, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. And our last agenda item, I think, is request to waive site plan review for 21-03 for 335, 337 Main Street on Route 38, parcel 24, John Johnston, Ironclad Martial Arts applicant.
Ron Johnston here, owner of Ironclad.
Ready? And Sierra, are you able to pull that up?
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah,
I think I'm-
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yep, so this is the plan. There are no proposed exterior changes or anything like that. Basically what's happening is sorry, let me just orient myself here.
Over where the subway used to be.
Yeah, so this is where the subway used to be. That's presently vacant, I believe. This used to be a Supercuts. So the proposal is to put a spin studio in there. So really what it is a change of use. Again, no exterior changes. So a parking chart was provided to demonstrate that with the change of use, the spin studio, with the shared parking schedule, they do have sufficient parking with 77 spaces on site when, at the most time, 59 spaces would be needed. They did still include the sandwich shop use in that, just with the idea that that space is not going to always be vacant, and we want to make sure there is enough parking on site for when something probably similar does come in there.
So just fill me in, which half of the building are they going in?
This side here.
We're going into the Supercut side.
Okay, all right.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Just making sure I'm reading my screen correctly. Yeah, but then this is Main Street out here. So yeah,
yes,
this unit right there.
It's a nice little plan, I mean, the site compared to what used to be there, bare fence. Oh, I've lived in this town too long. I remember all the old businesses along Main Street. So, I mean, this was an improvement when Channel, redeveloped the area. So I don't have any objection. Does any other board member, have an objection?
No.
Nope.
No.
Yeah. So I'll take a motion to waive site plan review for, forget what I'm doing here. Sorry.
335 Main Street?
Yes, 337, 335. It's 335 is what you're going into, right? Main Street?
Yeah, it's 335, 337. It's the whole kind of plaza type address.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll accept a motion to waive site plan review for 21-03 for 335, 337 Main Street.
I'll
Parcel.
move.
Second,
And Terry, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sean,
yes, ma'am.
Angela,
Yes.
and Chairperson votes yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Night.
So, is there any other business anybody has? Next meeting's May 4th, after town meeting. So I expect to see you all at the Shriners Auditorium.
9 a.m.
I think
I know.
my connection's being weird.
Yeah, you can hear that. This will be close to my 40th year attending this thing. Scary. Well, thank you, guys. I move to adjourn if I can do that.
Move to adjourn.
Second,
Yeah.
All in favor? Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Great job, Randy.
Thank you.
good job, Rondi.
All right.
Don't get used to this.
Angela will be
Okay.
used to it. She'll be the chief.
Oh, yes.
Well, you know, she does speak up in court and stuff like that.
I
so-
do. Yeah.
All right.
So Angela, have you been able to get a vaccine?
Not yet. You?
Oh,